Here with Cris Cyborg, about 2 weeks out from her fight with Arlene Blencowe at Bellator 279 in Hawaii. First of all, got to ask about the sweater. Making a statement today. Talk about that.
I believe it. My daughter said, Chris, you need to go the shirt. I said, no, but the shirt is no good. She said, you have to go. You're legend. And I follow my daughter. So that was, okay, yeah, I am the legend. It's for a long time in the journey.
Is your daughter like paying attention to like social media and stuff? And like, hey, mom, everyone must have forgot about you. You are a legend.
She's been helping me when sometimes I go to the parents, she helping me dress up me, and she's when I go shopping, she go together with me, and yeah, she's a little partner. Yes.
Excellent. Well, let's talk about the fight you got coming up with Arlene. Obviously, you guys fought a little while back, and that fight ended with you submitting her. I guess how do you get up for this fight a second time around, Chris?
I think same I said, it's hard to be the champion, but the hardest to keep champion. It's not like I go to the fight to improve anything. I go to improve. I continue getting better in my game. When we fight together, I was the first. I feel comfortable in stand up, but I say I have the opportunity to take it now and finish the fight. But I know this is different fight. She's already have a couple fights after the fight, so we just have to improve our game and wait to the opportunity. We're gonna have 5 rounds, so have a patient, if we see the situation, and see how it's finished the fight.
Had Leah McCourt beat Sinead Kavanaugh, it probably would be you fighting Leah McCourt. When the fight turned out the way it did with Sinead Kavanaugh winning, were you disappointed by that? Because I'm sure at this point you want new challengers, right? And now you're going back to another rematch.
Yeah, the reality, I was thinking the fight between Leah McCourt and then Sinead, I think for me, if it personally, it don't make sense. She's getting the win. I think I was supposed to fight for the title. But man, I'm not the matchmaker. I'm not the close to fight. But they fight each other there. Congratulations for Sinead the victory. So I just have to focus to Arlene and see who's the next opponent for me.
When you first heard that Sinead might have been the person you would be rematching, were you like, what's that all about?
No, I said, man, I don't choose the opponent. If they want to put this fight happen, it's gonna happen, But I believe Arlene Blencowe, she's a #1 contender. When I fight Sinead first time, I already see she's known there for the fight for the title. But I don't choose opponent, just a step and continue training and improve my game. And and the wait to see who's the next.
This is, I believe, your 29th career fight, your illustrious career. What is keeping Cris Cyborg motivated these days?
17 years, 17 years is gonna be. I love my job. I think when you love your job, you don't work. And I still have the fire in my heart to continue training hard. And I believe I encourage a lot of girls, a lot of people, for fight for the struggle, for anybody you have in your life, not just in the fight, but outside. I like to help the community. I like to be champion the people's hearts. This is my goal. And I feel in my heart I'm going to continue doing. So when I feel, okay, now time to do different direction, I will. But, I have a fire in my heart to continue fighting and defend my title and defend, the goals I like to do.
You mentioned being a champion in people's hearts, and obviously you do a lot of charitable work. We know about your work in Africa and the things that you've been doing outside the cage. Is there a time where you start thinking that more of your time could be devoted to that and maybe fighting starts to fade into the background a little bit? Like, I don't want to ask you if retirement's coming up or anything like that. You're still going strong, but how do you balance where you're at right now in your life?
I like to do both, but if I feel my heart, no, now time God telling me, Chris, now the time to do it different way. You've done this chapter, and then I'm gonna change the way. I love to be around people, help people, not just help people like the charity, but to be around, be the guide. We have an event in Brazil, Cyber Nation. We're gonna be, I think, the 13th event is going to be the next one, and I think you give it the opportunity for the another fighters, be the champion, another fight, be the light, to help them, because I have in the beginning of my career help. I went to a couple events in Brazil, and then now who I am, I'm here now. And I think you give it the opportunity for another families, another fighters to come back home and can help their families, and this is my goal.
What is the guiding light at this point in your career? Who do you consult with? Does your daughter have influence on what happens with you at this point in your career? Like, what are you thinking about? What's your mindset and what's guiding you?
I think first guide me is God. God me guide every day. I'm very thankful for everything and happy in my life. I believe I'm gonna be a fighter because somebody show up when I train handball and say, I think you'd be a great fighter. I don't have any dream in my heart to be a fighter. This is like, and he said, I think you can be a great fighter. And a couple years after, I figured out this guy from church, and they feel his heart that can be a fighter, and then who I am now. So I was never gonna think in my mind. So I think everything in life have on purpose, and where I'm at now for sure is a God plan. So I'm gonna continue doing what I'm doing and share, my faith with everyone, and be delighted where I'm at.
You said you came to Bellator because there's a lot of girls in your division. Obviously, that's lacking in the UFC and elsewhere. But now we're at a point where rematches and you're fighting people again. So, like, are you going to be? People are going to expect you to beat Arlene again. I'm sure you're not going to take her lightly. But assuming that happens, well, then what happens after that?
Who knows? I think after the fight we can figure out what's gonna happen. And for sure, I would like to new fights. It's good. I came to Bellator for because I have a lot of girls in my division, just to figure out how it's gonna work.
Obviously, there was hope that there would be a fight between you and Kayla Harrison. That didn't happen because she went back to the PFL, which I thought you predicted that she would be going back. So, what's the disappointment with that not happening? Or do you think Scott Coker can maybe still make that happen with the folks at PFL, and maybe there's something that can happen cross promotion?
I was thinking she's gonna go back to PFL. I think all the things she's gonna go everywhere. It's like promotion. Yeah, you have to be smart. Who's gonna pay better? Who's gonna? It's
You can respect that more than
yeah. So I believe this fight will happen in future. Maybe gonna happen. But you just have to focus on Arlene and wait to see what's gonna be next.
As you gauge Kayla, though, is it hard to gauge how good she is? Obviously, she's not fighting top level competition at PFL, but as you see her fight, what do you think of her as a fighter overall?
I think she's getting a lot of wins. I think she's win the tournament, but I don't think she fight anybody like me. But I think end of the day, let's see when they close the cage, you're gonna see what's gonna happen.
You think her talk is maybe a little bit too much at this point since she hasn't fought anybody?
No, so I have a lot of different fighters. Some fighters just go in cage in the fight. Some people like to talk. Some people like to say stuff for your opponents for get attention. Everyone's different. I don't have this way. I like to go in the fight, go to the ring and fight. And I'm gonna continue this way. And I grow my brain. I'm who I am. No people know this way. So let's see.
All right. Well, Cris, thank you for your time, and we look forward to your fight against Arlene Blencowe.
Okay, thanks so much, guys.